What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated, right? So listen, let's get right into it. The Knicks end off preseason by beating the Washington Wizards 105-89. Hey, listen, this was a great showing. Great showing by the starters, that first unit. Brunson is the key. Brunson is the key, man. I mean, what a great pickup. Him coming over to the Knicks from the Dallas Mavericks, he's changed everything. I mean, with the production they can get from him this year, it's really going to help out guys like Julius, and it's definitely going to help out RJ. You're already seeing it now. With his penetration, coming to the middle, hitting those hitting those 5-footers, those floaters, then stepping back, hitting the 15-footers, and stepping back and hitting the three, and then setting up the offense. With the pressure that he puts on the defense, they have to pretty much guard him. They can't stay off of him, because if not, he'll torch him. So what does that leave open? That leaves open a guy like RJ to get busy, a guy like Julius to get busy, and then guys like Big Mitch, right, to get offensive boards like he did tonight. He was a beast in that bar high too. He had 20 points. I believe he had 12 boards. Let me make sure I got that stat right. Big Mitch, he had 20 points, 12 boards. He had 2 blocks. Fabulous on the inside, man. I mean, we just looked dominant today. The first unit, they looked dominant. They just did. I love exactly, how pretty much, RJ's feeding off of Julius feeding off of RJ's feeding off of Brunson's feeding off of Big Mitch. It just looks very cohesive, right? And that's the importance of a point guard in today's game. I mean, point guards have always been important. Let's be clear. I mean, going back to Magic Johnson and Bob Cousy. I mean, we could take it back, right, to how important a point guard is. But in today's game, it's even more so, because most of the point guards are scoring guards. They're not set up point guards like a John Stockton anymore. They are scoring guards. So you got to have point production from the point guard position, and you got to have a point guard that's willing to attack the middle of the paint, put pressure on the defense, and that's what Brunson does. I mean, he can score on all levels, and he changes everything for us. This is going to be an exciting season. I really, truly think we're going to really, really make some noise. Because I think we're going to be sneaky good, right? If that makes any sense, sneaky good, right? I think a lot of teams know we're going to be pretty good, but I think we're going to be a lot better than what the expectations are. And I think a lot of it is going to be attributed to Jalen Brunson's play this year, which I think is going to be huge for us. My one concern, I will say, in watching the game tonight, is that second unit. I'm glad to see Grimes got in there tonight. He's going to be key. He's going to be key for that second unit. Because they kind of they seem stagnant at times, right? You need a guy that can make shots. I know we're pushing for Cam, but Cam is not it. Cam is not it. He's just not. I'm gonna touch on him a little bit later, but I kind of just want to continue with this second unit. But they need a shot maker. They need a guy that can knock down a three to put pressure on the defense, right? To where they're not clogging up the paint, because clogging up the paint hurts a guy like Obi, who slashes, right? He's a slasher, so he needs that. He can pop out and hit the three, but he's really going to the basket, right? That's where he cuts a lot, so, clogging up the paint really hurts that. But if you have a guy that can't, you have a couple of players that can't knock down shots, what are they going to do? They're going to let you shoot that, and they're going to pretty much come into the paint, because you're showing that, you're struggling from the outside. So we need a guy that can knock it down. So we kind of got to solidify who it's going to be. That's why rotations are so important. That's why sometimes some guys can't break the lineup, because having that consistency and for the unit to be cohesive, to where everyone's running and pretty much playing on the same frequency, right? And I say frequency in the sense of everyone's got to know where everyone's going to be. You know exactly, the shot that this guy's going to take, how this guy is defensively. How this guy would where he likes the ball at, right? All those things. You guys know each other, so then it makes you play together as a unit, and that's what that second unit has to get, right? It's still a little shaky, to be honest, right? So having a guy like Grimes in there to solidify that unit and bring some stability there, I think will be great. Now on to Cam Reddish, right? I know everyone's been pushing for him, myself included. Tibbs did a savvy veteran move, or a savvy veteran coach's move this preseason. Tibbs is a very smart guy. He's been in this league a very, very long time, guys. You got to understand. I remember where I went to school at. I won't say that, but when I was in college, he was on that bench with Van Gundy and those guys. With those Knicks teams, he was there. He was there from watching. He was there when Jordan was scorching the Knicks. He was there when the Knicks were playing against the Pacers with Reggie Miller. He was there. He was on those benches. So Tibbs has been around the best of the best, right? So he knows this game inside and out. We all understand that. So one thing Tibbs did say, I heard him in one of his press conferences. He said, "Listen, man, I watch all the practice tapes. I watch the game tapes. I watch everything. So there's nothing I'm not going to miss about a player." So with that being said, there's a reason why he wasn't playing Cam Reddish. But he hears the whispers, he hears the chatter, shall I say, of fans on Twitter or wherever, stating that we want to see Cam, right? We want, Cam Hive, right? We traded our first round pick for him. Let's we want to see Cam. We want to see Cam Reddish, right? So he said, okay, you want to see Cam Reddish? All right, no problem. Hey, Cam Reddish, you're starting. You're going to start in preseason. Because what he did is he said, okay, I want to show you exactly what we see in practice. And this is the reason why the guy's not playing. Period. We see the light, okay? We see the light. I mean, Cam Reddish isn't ready, guys. He's just not. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do in regards to his game. A lot. And it's going to be very hard for him to crack this unit. But, as the old saying goes, you practice how you play. So he's got to really work on his game. He's got to develop a lot in practice. There's a lot of things he's got to work on because he's just not it, right? And the second unit shows that. When you had a guy like Grimes out there, the unit was running better. But they just seem like they're not sure because, it's basically IQ and Obi, cutting and trying to figure it out. But you need another guy. Rose is there, but Rose is, you got to think, guys, he's maybe got, what do you say? Rose has got maybe a year or two left. I would say he probably got another year left, and I think he's done. So he's really there to bring some leadership and guidance to a lot of those young guys. I'm not really expecting a lot of Derrick Rose this year. I'm just not. So, you need somebody there with IQ and Obi to give them that firepower that they need, right, scoring-wise. Because I think, our bench could be one of the best benches in the league, right? But we need those guys to produce. So having Grimes be there is going to be important, right? So, but yeah, man, that was a savvy move that Tibbs did, giving Cam Reddish as much playing time as he's done because he's trying to show us, right? You keep on calling for Cam Reddish, now you got Cam Reddish, and look, this is what we got. So now, we really have to kind of start solidifying our units, who the starters are, who's coming in for certain players. The rotation's got to be right. The better the rotation, the better the team, because then we'll know what to expect from each player, right, production-wise. So, we'll see these next couple of games, but he's got to, Tibbs got to solidify that, which I think he's doing. Like he said, he watches all the practice tapes, he watches all the game tapes, so he knows who can do what and who can't do what, right? So, yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting, man, so I can't wait. All right, but listen, the Knicks ended off the preseason great, 3-1. So now the season starts. Right now, the games count, right? So we got Memphis coming up, which should be great. We play them in Memphis, John Morant and the boys. So it should be exciting to see exactly what the Knicks do. All right, but once again, I'm LV Live, and that's my show. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. All right, please also to leave comments, right, so we can go back and forth and debate. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out. Peace.